Welcome to Harness Up with Haste Draft Horses and Mules, where we talk all things related to these magnificent animals. From their history and uses to training and care, we cover it all. Join us as we chat with experts and enthusiasts in the field, share stories and tips, and explore the world of draft horses and mules. Whether you're a seasoned owner or just curious about these gentle giants, this podcast is for you. So harness up and join Haste Draft Horses and Mules for some lively discussions about these God-given creatures.
Howdy, everybody. Stephen here with Harness Up Podcast with Haste Draft Horses and Mules. Guys, I come up here to Louisville, Kentucky. Come up last night and got a hotel room here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel. There's a big PBR event going on this weekend, and got lucky enough to meet my good friend here and get him to get on here with me. His name is JaCauy Hale. Good to meet you, sir.
Thank you for having me.
JaCauy is a bull rider for PBR. He's recently getting started in PBR, but I will tell you all about that. But I'm going to let him talk to you a little bit. JaCauy, where are you from? And tell us about yourself.
I'm from the Navajo Reservation, Ganado, Arizona. Just like right in the middle of the reservation, and it's a small town, but I like it.
When did you know you was going to be a bull rider?
Well, I was born into a rodeo family, and by the time I was born, I had my grandpa doing it, and I had cousins and uncles, they were all in rodeo, so it was something I was born into, and just like any old bull rider, I started from riding sheep and just working my way up.
Well, before I heard about you, I'm supposed to give a shout out to a guy, Mr. Ernest Begay. He's from Ganado as well, and he followed me on my YouTube channel. And me and him started talking, and he said, you need to get that young JaCauy on your podcast. He'd be a great one.
Yeah.
So shout out to you, Ernest, if you're watching. I know you will be. So you started out riding sheep and then moved on to bulls, huh?
Yes, sir. Just sheep, calves, steers, and junior bulls, and now we're up here in the bigger bulls.
You're just getting started in the PBR. I've been looking at all your stuff, and was saying you are the INFR champion of 23.
Yes, sir. I won that last year, and it was a big accomplishment for me, and it kind of gave me the confidence and to get where I'm at, so I'm just thankful.
That's awesome, man. That's really cool. And how was the show down at the San Antonio? You was in San Antonio here recently, wasn't you, riding?
Yes, sir. It was pretty good. It's a big rodeo. Not many guys can get into it. You have to be like a certain part of like in the standings from last year, and they bring it over to this year to get in. So it was something pretty cool. I never rode in a big building like that, and just to do good. And I got my first 90 there, so that was pretty cool, and made it back to the short round, and we were just a little short, but I was just thankful to be there and doing what I love.
How did it feel the first time? I know, riding bulls, but the first time you stepped on a PBR, in the PBR, and got on a bull in a big arena like that, what was the feeling like?
Oh, I was feeling a lot of things, and the nerves and like the jitters, they get to you, it's something you grew up watching your heroes, and pretty soon you're in the locker room with them, and you're getting on the best bulls in the world, and, so I had the nerves there, but, I had to tell myself, just keep it simple like how I always did, and just go out there and have fun, and it's just another bull.
Was the Snapchatter bull you rode your first PBR bull, or what was your first one?
No, sir. My first one was in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and that was a bull called I'm Legit Too, and he's a pretty big bull for people that follow PBR, and out of the whole bulls, I thought I had the best one in there, so it was something, but he threw me off. So
was he legit?
Yeah, he was all there. These bulls at this level, they don't mess around.
And then I watched your YouTube highlights and stuff on the Snapchatter bull.
Yeah, that one was in
Sioux
Falls, South Dakota. Yeah, that was probably like 2 weeks after Albuquerque. So I went to Albuquerque, didn't do good the first night, and the second night I went in there, and they kind of have it like a elimination round. So like you have to ride a bull to go in the next day. So that Saturday night, I had to stay on just to ride into Sunday, and that's what I did, and went into Sunday, and I had a bull call Mayhem, and I seen some videos of that bull, and he looked pretty good, and I went out there and I was like 90.5 on him. So it was pretty cool.
What about last night here in Louisville? I know you rode last night. Did it go good for you, or how'd that go?
No good, I had a good bull called Happy Hour. Yeah, I didn't know much about him, and coming this way, and I looked him up, and I seen a video of him, and he looked like he fit me pretty good, and that's how it was last night. He was kind of bucking in there, and I was about, I got my wrap and everything. The contractor told me, he'll buck in there, but he'll settle down. So he got like 2 good bucks out of him, and right when I was gonna call it, and he gave me a big old buck in there, and he jerked me like I hit in front of the chutes, and then pretty soon like I was on his head, and everyone was grabbing me and all that, saying I was knocked out and all that. They were pulling off my rope, and but I wasn't. I saw the whole thing. I still remember the whole thing, and they thought I was knocked out. They didn't think I was gonna get on, and everyone's asking me, and I was like, no, just stand me up and let me catch my breath, and I'll be good. Just throw my rope back on, and I want to get on him just because he was so good. And so we got back on him, did everything right. I was just a little more careful, like how I slid up to my rope and all that. And he went out there, and he was pretty good. And we were probably fixing to win the round, but you got to stay on for 8 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure so much goes through your head when you're sitting there on that bull before that chute opens.
Yeah, you'll have those thoughts like that, but you got to try your best to block them out, and that's what I do, just deep breaths and just keep it simple, it's just 8 seconds, It sounds simple, but when you're doing it, it's not really, but you got to train your mind to think it's that simple. So that's what I do, and just keep my mind clear, and just fight for that middle.
Do you think each time's a long 8 seconds? I mean, it feels longer when you're riding than 8 seconds.
Yeah, I know. I had a couple rides that, I was sitting there, and well, it's not a good thing, to just sit there and wait for the buzzard, but there's a couple times I did, but I still rode him, but you're just riding, and they're just moving fast, and like, where's this buzzard at? It should come off right here in a minute, but it all works out.
Do you plan on doing this long term? I mean, that's your goal?
Yes, sir. I'm making a living out of it right now, so it's my job. So, and I say it's a better job to have than work to like 8 to 5. I'm traveling to all these places, these nice places, and getting to do what I love. So I'm just living the dream.
It's kind of like me, I ain't punched a time clock in many years. We train and sell draft horses and mules.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know to do anything else.
Yeah, same here, and to be riding at this level, it's something I always dreamed of growing up. So like I said, I'm just blessed and just couldn't be happier where I'm at right now.
That's awesome. Which I know, do you have sponsors yet sponsoring you, or?
No, not really, but I have people that help me out along the way. If I need help, they're there. One guy out of Utah, I think his name's John Larson, he helps me out a bunch, and some family out in Page, Arizona, they have horses and bulls and all that, and they have like a touring place. They're called Key Ranch, and they have restaurants and shops, and when I need help, they're always there too. And I have some family and friends that help me out too.
That's awesome. Yeah, because you stay on this, you'll be flying a lot of places.
Yes, sir.
It's pretty expensive.
Yeah, I was trying to get like a credit card for flying and all that, but that's still something I need to get.
I'd never been on an airplane until about 3 weeks ago. This podcast put me on an airplane. I was kind of nervous at first, Yeah. But once I got up there, I'm hooked now. I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like to sit out the windows, just sit out there and look outside and just look down to see where I'm at. And it's a lot better and faster than driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Is this your first time in Kentucky?
Yes, sir. My first time in Kentucky.
Welcome to the Bluegrass State.
Thank you.
We
Yeah.
love our state. You know, Derby's next weekend.
The Kentucky Derby?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was wondering that. Like, when I was coming here from the airport, you know, I saw like, I think it was the fairgrounds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if that's where they have the races and all that.
No, they have it at Churchill Downs. And actually, it's just right over there. So
yeah, that's pretty cool, yeah.
your next weekend here, it'll be so busy you won't be able to walk out there.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
I
pretty
bet.
big time here in Kentucky. But I know they have a lot of horse racing out west, too. I know. What's this about these Indian races?
You talking about the Indian relay races? Yeah. Where I'm from, our tribe, we don't really do that, you know, but there's some people that do, but it's really famous, like, the more you go up north, like Montana, North Dakota, Washington, and all that, and them up north states, and it's, I guess they race horses bareback, and, you know, just watching it is pretty cool, I think, too, and then,
I know they do it up where my wife's from. We go to Billings all the time up in the Crow Country.
yeah.
They have them up there.
Yeah, they're pretty big up there, you know. It's pretty big that they even have little kids races, like with Shetland ponies are doing that, so.
Start them young.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Growing up, did you do a lot of horse riding? I mean, do you ride horses too, or?
Yes, sir. I ride horses, you know. Before I even started really riding bulls, you know, I got hurt when I was in junior bulls, and I kind of like took a step back from riding bulls, and I went to go rope, and that worked out pretty good too, you know. I won a trailer roping, and with the Indian National Finals, I was the reserve breakaway world champion, so.
So you're just all around rodeo cowboy.
Yeah. You know, I try to be.
What's one of your favorite memories in your childhood growing up, like with horses?
Probably, you know, having that first horse, you know, that taught you how to ride. And I have two siblings, so we had a horse. Her name was Skittles, and, you know, my mom would just throw us in the arena and put us on that horse, and that horse just taught us a lot, you know, like how to ride and all that. And
yeah, I mean, you have to learn how to ride to do what I'm not no cowboy. There's no way in the world you could pay me to get on one of them bulls like you do. I wouldn't do it.
yeah.
I just don't have it ain't there, man. It ain't there. But I mean, it amazes me. I'm looking forward to going tonight and watching you too. It's going to be a lot of fun. Wish you the best of luck tonight there.
Thank you.
So, what's your plans for the rest of the year? Are you just going to stay riding PBR rodeos the rest of the year?
Well, you know, the PBR, they kind of changed their format in the last couple of years. So they have the regular season, and they have this new thing they call PBR teams. So the regular season's almost over. That's the individual season. So this is the last event before the World Finals next month in Texas. So I'm fighting my way, you know, to get a spot to go to Texas.
You're going to get it. We're for you, buddy. We're for you.
But before this, you know, I was pro rodeoing, you know, and that was my main goal, was to pro rodeo all year and make the NFR. But once I got the invite to Albuquerque, and I did pretty good there, but they didn't say anything to me afterwards, and I was on my way to some pro rodeos in Oklahoma and Texas, and I was on the road driving, and they gave me a call. And I was surprised. They're like, this was during Sioux Falls. They're like, can you come to Sioux Falls? I know it's late notice, but the first round's tomorrow night. Can you make it? And I was like, I don't know, you know. And I was like, I'll get back to you. You know, I got to look at flights and all that. And so I did. I found some, and I was just sitting there thinking, you know. And it was something, you know, that I had to take. You know, not many guys get that call. And to be riding at this level, you know, I talked to a few friends, and they're like, yeah, I'll go, and talk to some family. And I knew I had to go. So, you know, booked a flight, went back home, went to the airport next morning, went to Sioux Falls, won the first round. So it all worked out.
I watched your interview with the guy after that, after you won the first round. I could just tell you was so dadblame excited. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome, you know. It kind of was nerve-wracking to, like, sit out, you know, like, watch the rest of the guys ride. You know, I was still rooting for them, you know. I was just there were still some more good guys and good bulls that were matched up. You know, I just left it all in the God's hands and just sat there, you know. And I was just happy to be there and to get one rode.
Now you're talking somebody that is just completely dumb on this bull riding stuff. I don't know it, man. If you ask me about draft horses and all that, you know, I'd be your man. But this bull riding stuff is new to me, so I may ask you some questions. Okay. I'm learning from you during this too. So, do you think you'll get on a team for the next team series?
I'm hoping. You know, I have a couple coaches looking at me. I think I don't know how many teams they have now, but I know they added 2 more or 3 more. So I'm hoping to get a spot on one of them teams. And if not, you know, I'll go back to pro rodeoing. You know, after this next weekend, this is the last event before the finals, so we have a weekend off and then the world finals. But you know, it don't stop. You know, I still got some pro rodeos next weekend, so
you'll still be riding other rodeos besides just the PBR?
Yes, sir. Yeah, the goal is still to make the NFR too.
Okay, well, so you got a few goals set out. That's good. Dreams do come true. This is proof.
Yeah.
This is really proof. I'm really super proud of you, and I'm glad you're getting to do what you dreamed to do.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
What's this I'm hearing? I was just reading online. Of course, before I done this, I did my research some, but the PBR changed rules like a 6-second or something.
Oh, you know, I seen that too, but you know, I seen it on April 1st, you know, so I think it was like an April Fool's joke. So
you don't even think it was real?
No, I don't think it's real.
Well, they sure fooled me.
Yeah.
As I was reading it, and it showed up, and I said, why would they change it to 6 seconds from 8?
Yeah, I seen that too. You know, I was scrolling through Facebook, and I seen that. I seen someone share it, and I was sitting there, and I was like, this can't be. So I went to go look at the comments and all that, and they said it was an April Fool's joke, and I went to look at the date, and it was April 1st. So I was like, oh, okay, you know.
Who's some of your heroes? Who's your favorite rider growing up?
Well, my grandpa's. You know, I had grandpas, you know, that rode bulls, and, you know, when I was small, and being in my grandma's house, my grandpa, I seen his pictures on the wall, you know, so it was something like that. And Cody Jesus, you know, he's been a big part of my career. You know, he taught me how to ride, you know, and just be who I am today, you know, so.
Do you know Mr. Dakota Lewis?
Yes, sir. I know him. I seen Dakota, you know, pro rodeos, Indian rodeos. You know, he's a good guy too.
I'm going to be recording with him in June.
Oh, nice.
Yep, he's going to do a show with us. I'm going out to Montana in June.
Yeah, I was going to say, it'd probably work out. You know, he's from Montana.
Did you ever meet Dancing Dougie Brown?
Dancing Dougie Brown.
He's all over TikTok and YouTube and does a bunch of stuff.
Oh, is it Dougie Hall?
Or Dougie Hall, yeah.
Yeah. I seen him probably when I was small, you know, like a little smaller.
I talk to so many people, I get names mixed up. But yeah, I'm going to record with him when I go out to Montana too.
Oh yeah, so, sounds like you got some good interviews coming up. Yeah,
and I'm still going to your country in May.
Oh really?
Down to Arizona.
Yeah.
Going to go down there and record with a bunch of different people. I'm looking super forward to it. So, do you have any advice for these young kids out there? Maybe somebody's listening to this, like, I want to be a bull rider like JaCauy.
Yeah, well, just believe in yourself. That's the main thing, you know. And the sky's the limit, and don't nobody tell you wrong about what you want and what you want to do and what you want to accomplish. And just believe in yourself, and have faith, and just go out there and do it, and have fun doing it as well too.
It can sure happen. I know that much.
Yeah,
it really can.
It sure can, you know.
Growing up on the reservation, how was that like? Like, did y'all hang out and ride sheep all the time and just do all kinds of rodeo stuff, or what?
Yeah, and to me, you know, growing up on the reservation is probably, I think to myself, you know, that's one of the best ways to grow up, you know. And we didn't really have much, you know, but we had enough, and I had cousins and all that, you know. If you ask my grandma or anybody, you know, when I was small, we used to have sheep, and I used to go to the sheep corral and like try to rope one and then try to ride it in there. And we had goats and all that used to walk around, so, you know, I'd try to rope them and ride them too. And I would say I was about 4 years old. My grandma had a big dog. I don't know what kind of breed he was, but he was pretty big. He was taller than me, and he was fluffy and all that, and he was big, so I was like, I'm gonna ride him. So I got him one day, and I tried riding on him, but he didn't like it, so he beat me right here in the arm. I still have that scar right there, so.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been out there to Navajo country a lot.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Window Rock, that big rock, looks like they call it Window Rock.
Yes, sir.
I've seen a lot of it out there. A lot of people may not know that's listening, but it is the desert.
Yeah, it is.
Dry, and hot.
Yep.
It's a beautiful country, though. It's gorgeous. It's got its place, that's for sure.
Yeah, and where I'm from, it's way out there in the woods, it's pretty quiet, so I like that, like having peace, I can just go out my door and walk like a mile or half a mile, and it'll just be all nature, trees, wind blowing, and all that, I can go outside and go for a run as far as I want, not be bothered or anything, ride horses and just do anything I want to do and just be at peace with it.
On the res now, like growing up on the reservation, they call it the res. I'm used to hearing that.
Yeah.
The land there, that's all belongs to you all.
Yes, sir.
So you can use it however you want. You can ride all over it or whatever.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And it's, yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Beautiful. I know there's difference, like out west from back east where we're from here in Kentucky. Out west, there's miles and miles of BLM land and reservation land and private land.
Yeah.
Got to really watch yourself sometimes where you're at out there.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have that around where I live, because if we did, I'd probably be in trouble a lot.
I'd say so. Did you ever ride, do any driving horses or anything? Ever drove a horse?
No, sir. No.
That's what you're missing then.
Yeah, I had some people, would have like the cart and the wagon and all that get up to a horse, but I never tried driving one.
That's not, we sell a lot of draft horses out in Arizona.
Really?
We sure do. It's took me to Arizona a lot selling these draft horses.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Sure has. There's a need for them there too, so I guess. But Arizona's a beautiful state. Did you go to public school growing up, or what kind of school did you go to?
Yes, sir. I went to public school till I was like 8th grade, and from there I went homeschool. So.
No high school rodeo?
No, sir. I always thought about doing it, and I had friends and all that did it as well, and they would try to tell me to do it, but they not to put anything on high school rodeo, but they didn't pay out a lot. Mm-hmm. Like when you would win a rodeo, probably get like $90. So
that'd get you a long ways nowadays, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I went down here last night and ate at this restaurant and hotel.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have bought my meal.
Yeah, that's crazy, So
the way things have changed, I'm sure it's in the bull riding world too. Social media, Facebook, YouTube, and everything has changed bull riding. Unreal, ain't it?
Yeah, it's grown to a bigger sport, and a lot of new sponsors, and that's probably why they have this PBR teams deal now to get people involved and just like cheering for your favorite sports team. So I think that's what they're trying to do.
I'll be honest with you. Being able to interview you has kind of turned me into it. I'm liking it. I'm watching it now and checking it all out, and actually downloaded the app on my phone.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
So which now I know I'm going to be following you and seeing how you're doing all the time now. So that's good. Give us your favorite ride you ever sat on. Favorite bull, favorite ride. You got to have one, I'm sure.
Yeah. I would say it had to be my career high ride, and that would be at Albuquerque. The bull I was talking about, Mayhem, I was 90 and a half, and Albuquerque is like one of the biggest PBRs that we ever go to, or it's pretty loud, and there's a lot of Native Americans and Navajos there in the crowd too, so they got extra loud when I seen that, and that was my first PBR event, so just to be 90 points and do it on the highest level with people there, I had family there, and my girlfriend was there, so it was pretty special.
What about the difference? You've rode in the East now. You've rode a bull in Kentucky. You did last night. You've rode all over the country. Can you tell a big difference in the fan base from like out west to here? I guess what I'm
Well,
saying, was it loud in Louisville last night?
yeah, it's loud wherever we go. They have like lights and music that that gets the crowd going. But they always say Albuquerque's the loudest. But yeah, but I want to take that back. I think my best ride was when I won the Indian National Finals in Las Vegas. My last ride, the short round ride. I think that would be my most favorite ride ever, just because my grandpa was there. I lost my grandpa early this year in January, so and I was wanting to win something big in front of him and have him there, and it was a surprise. Was that goes on for a whole week in October, and they came in Friday. My aunt and my cousin's sister, they brought my grandparents, my grandma and grandpa, to Las Vegas. It was early in the morning, probably like 8 o'clock. I was just laying in bed, just sitting there, and I get a call from my mom, and she'd be like, "Hey, can you come down here and help me with something?" And I was like, oh, okay. So, got ready, walked down there, and walked around the corner, and I seen my family right there, my aunt, my cousin, sister, my niece, my grandma and grandpa there. And we were all surprised. She texted my sisters to come down too, and all of us. So it was pretty special. And that we had around Friday night, and I didn't do good there. I was sitting pretty good, but I knew I still had a chance. So coming into Saturday night, and I had a good bull. I've been on before there, short round two. He threw me off, so I knew I had to ride him and to win the world title. So, and it was special. And my grandpa was in the wheelchair then, so that just to win it and have him there, and it was special.
That's a memory you'll always have.
Yes, sir.
What was his name? Let's give credit to
Jerome
him.
Pete Sr.
Jerome Pete Sr.
Yes,
Give
sir.
credit to him.
Yeah,
That's
I'm sure Ernest knows him.
Oh, I'd say he does,
Yeah.
Now, Ernest is related to you too, ain't he?
Yeah, I think clan-wise, us, we have clans, that, I don't know how many clans there are, but, that we have clans, and I guess if one of them match up to someone, you're related somehow, so.
He is a super cool guy. He just started watching my YouTube, and out of the blue, he called me one day. And now me and him's like great friends. He's just a good guy.
Yeah.
He's been trying to teach me some Navajo language.
Oh, really?
I'm sure you know some of it.
Yeah.
He's been trying to get me. He said, now when you get in front of my people, if you say this, it'll impress them. So I want to see it. You tell me if I'm doing it right.
Okay.
Aha, she kissed. Is that right?
Yeah, that's pretty close.
A Kentucky hillbilly talking Navajo probably ain't a good idea.
I'm sure they'll love you for saying that. Yeah.
Hey, there's some good people. He's a good friend of mine. I'm wanting an eagle feather. And the only way I can legally have one?
How?
If a tribal member gives me one.
Yeah.
Like if one of your people gift me an eagle feather,
yeah,
I'm allowed to have it.
Yeah, I heard some talk about that, like in the locker room, like there was somewhere that some of these guys were at riding, and one of them had an eagle feather, some kind of bird feather in their hat. And I guess police or whatever came up to him and be like, hey, you got like a certificate or whatever, like, for that feather that's in your hat? And they're like, no. And they're like, well, we got to take it or you got to take it off. And, I didn't know they had that kind of a thing like that.
It is true.
Yeah.
I got this lame turkey feather right now because I can't find, nobody won't give me an eagle feather. So if you find one out there on the res somewhere, you can gift it to me and I can have it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'll start looking.
I got Ernest looking too.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get me one someday. Yeah, I didn't know that. Just some little things like that. But
yeah,
it's kind of the things you come across when you're in this business. I hear stories from all over the country all the time. It's interesting. So your grandpa is a big influence to you. Anybody that's like in the PBR you looked up to?
Yeah, some of the guys I'm riding with right now, like Sage Kimsey, and probably most of the guys in that locker room, that I look up to. And and it's crazy to think, I'm riding against them,
I'm sure everybody's really, really close. Like all the riders are close together,
Yeah, we're all close, we have one big locker room, and, we all talk to one another, and it's just all good vibes in there. We joke around, keeping it fun.
Yeah. I mean, when you get people around with common interests, good things happen, so y'all together, help each other.
Yes, sir.
Works really good. What's some of your equipment? I'm so dumb on this. I know you wear the helmet.
Yes, sir.
Some people out there too, listen to this, may not even know what equipment a bull rider uses.
Yeah.
Like when you go to a bull ride, what do you have to pack with you that's yours?
Okay, well, in my bag, I have boots, riding boots, spurs, riding pants, chaps, vest, helmet, glove, tape, rosin, and just like some like pliers and like screwdrivers and all that, just in case your equipment wants to come loose.
Why rosin?
Just so that we have a little bit of chance, of hanging on to the rope. So
Pine rosin.
yeah.
I never would have dreamed.
Yes, sir. And they got really big on rosin now. It's a long time ago, it used to be like just a regular block of rosin, but now you got people making rosin, like they throw like anything sticky in there and they make it up and they cook it up. Like I had one guy put Coke in his, gummy worms. Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Riding pants, you just talking like regular jeans?
Yeah, regular jeans, just because, the pants you get on a bull with, they'll get dirty.
Oh, yeah, probably would. Yeah, for sure. You got a favorite boot you wear? What's your brand?
Not really, I just have Justin lace-up boots right now. Yeah.
I guess, yeah. I mean, the rope they put around them, though. I've watched it quite a bit. I mean, I know what bull riding is, but you got a rope up front, and that's your own personal rope you pack with you, I'm
yes,
sure.
Sir.
They put a rope in the rear, too, though, don't they?
Yeah, that's the flank, for the bull to buck,
You don't pack that. They supply that.
No, yeah, the person that owns the bull, stock contractor, will bring that themselves. So.
And you have to wear a helmet and a full face.
Yeah.
Imagine back in the day when your grandpa rode. He didn't wear no helmet, I'd say.
Yeah, the pictures hanging on the wall, he just wore chaps, no vest, and a hat,
So you wear a protective vest, too.
Yes, sir.
Still hurts when you fall off, though.
Yeah, still does, but it's just the name of the game.
What goes through your mind when you come off that bull? Them few seconds you got to run. I mean, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah. So like the funny thing is, when I was going to steers to junior bulls, bigger bulls, I just sit there, like when I ride steers, they're not really mean at all, and when I fall off or jump off, I don't have to get running, I could just walk and stand there, and the steers will just go on their way. And the funny thing is, I would actually like kind of practice it, and so
have you been attacked by a bull? Like after you come off pretty bad?
Yeah.
I hate to talk about you getting hurt, but what's the worst you ever been hurt riding bulls? I'd like to know that.
I had a bull step on me, like in my stomach area, like right on it, and I didn't think much of it. I still got up, and walked out, but it wasn't pretty, and I actually ruptured my spleen, my kidneys, and part of my stomach. So in that I lost my spleen, and I lost a kidney. And they had to mend part of my stomach back together.
You're one tough sucker.
Yeah.
That takes a lot. I mean, you got to worry about it. Every time you get on a bull, you got to worry about what could happen a little bit. Or does that even go through your mind?
Yeah, a little bit, but I try to block that out. I just tell myself, it's better to be on them on top in the middle and then ride them there. And then when the buzzard comes, just pick your get off and get a good get off and get on your feet and go about your business.
In bull riding, though, it's the rider. You're versing the bull.
Yeah.
Like basketball, it's a team versus a team, but in bull riding, it's you versus the bull. Do you study these bulls like basketball teams study each other?
Yes, sir. Like once we get the draw, all of us would go look them up. There's actually like a website that you can actually look up the bulls and see what their outs were, what they were scored, who was on them last and all that. So
I'd say it gets into like, oh Lord, this guy raised this bull. It's a bad one. Like the people that raise the bulls, you all get to know them too.
yes, sir. Bull riding, just PBR, is just a whole big family, and just not the PBR as well, PRCA and, like back at home too. We're all just a big family, rodeo family.
That's great. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like the draft horse family. We're all a big family. Everybody knows everybody, and that's the way it goes. But yeah, those bulls. They're a bucking bull. I want to get into this a little bit. You may know more. What breed is a bucking bull?
There's, I don't know how. I'm pretty sure there's like a million breeds now. They get bull that bucks and a cow that was like parents that buck, so they breed them together and they just try to get a bucker. There's a bunch of bloodlines going on right now. I'm pretty sure, like with horses.
I'm sure they cross them up a lot.
Yeah.
What initial breed started that one? Was it a Longhorn or a Brahma or?
I couldn't tell you that.
Some of them colored up like Longhorns.
Yeah. I think just anything that buck. They got on back in the day.
I know there's a guy in North Carolina. I can't remember his name. Jerome, maybe?
Jerome Davis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talked to him on the phone once. He called me about a horse we was selling or something. And I got talking to him, and I remembered his name, so I looked him up online, kind of, did a little investigating.
Yeah.
Who's this guy I was just talking to? Come up, he's a huge bull raiser.
Yeah.
Like raises a lot of bulls.
Yeah, he actually has a team as well, too, him and his wife.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
A team for the PBR?
Yeah, PBR teams, I think they're
cool.
Carolina Cowboys. Huh. Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out how that works. So anybody can, like, people purchase a team, or how's that work?
Yeah, I don't really know how you actually get a team started, and
so they kind of recruit riders.
They recruit them, and they actually have a big draft down in Texas during the World Finals too, just like an NBA draft or anything like that. Yeah.
This is up my alley, man. I like this.
Yeah.
I love NBA basketball. I'm a nut over basketball. Some people wouldn't think, but I watch it and follow it every day. But no, that's cool.
Yeah.
So when will you know if you're in the draft or you're into this?
Well, after Albuquerque, I had one of the coaches come up to me and he was like, "Are you in the draft?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "Well, I'm gonna send you the links and the emails and all that so you can enter the draft." So that's what I did. I got the email and submitted my papers, and now I'm in the draft. So I guess it's just. So
you are in the draft.
Yeah, just whoever wants me can get me.
Well, hopefully somebody will want you.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm hoping to. Yeah.
What's some of the other teams? The Carolina. You mentioned that one.
Yeah, there's Carolina Cowboys. There's Texas Rattlers, Arizona Ridge Raiders.
Okay.
Kansas City Outlaws, the Oklahoma Wildcatters.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Florida Freedom.
I was at Road to the Horse in Lexington. Big competition. It's colt starting competition. There was a booth there for a Nashville team.
Yeah, Nashville.
The sticker's on my laptop. We can't move it right now, but I'll show you. I've actually got the sticker on my laptop.
Yeah, Nashville has a team, and it's just bugging me what they're calling.
Well, I didn't even know that that's what it was.
Yeah.
I just seen it was a bull riding. I'm going to look. Excuse me, guys. We got to figure this out. Nashville Stampede.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Nashville Stampede.
Nashville Stampede. Maybe you'll get put on their team. That's close to home.
I hope so, yeah.
That's close to us here, man. So the teams will take effect, and then how many events do they have in the team series?
I think they added a lot more. I can tell you, it starts like the second week of July and it goes all the way into November, where they had the team finals in Las Vegas. So.
Is this every weekend?
Yes, sir.
You'll be all over the country.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That'll be good, man.
Yeah.
Well, we're hoping you get drafted, and hopefully all my podcast listeners and fans will be a JaCauy Hale fan.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That sounds good. I'm looking forward to getting over tonight and watching you.
Yeah, you have a good time.
When do you draw?
They draw the day before, so I had last night I got my draw on Thursday, and for the draw of the day we got it emailed last night. So
you know what bull you're riding yet today?
Yes, sir. I forgot his name, but I have it on my phone. He's a brown bull. Should be right there around the left, kind of bucky, so
You
should
can
be
get your
good.
phone out and look it up.
Okay.
I had to look at the sticker, so you're allowed to get your phone out and look it up too. We're
Yeah,
just casual on this podcast, man.
His name is Knucklehead. That's what it was.
Knucklehead.
Yes, sir.
That sounds bad. Black bull?
No, brown bull.
Brown bull.
Yes, sir.
Do you think there's a difference in the color? Are black bulls meaner?
No.
Used to. When we was at home, I grew up on a dairy farm, and we had Holstein bulls, and we started crossing our dairy cattle to Angus bulls. And my dad always told me, a black bull's meaner. You better watch that sucker. So that'll be fun to watch you tonight. First PBR event, so for me to go to. So
yeah, they're pretty fun.
I've been to local fair rodeos, at home where they rode bulls, but nothing like this level.
Yeah, you'll probably like the introductions. They get pretty cool. I'm
back by the chute on the left side of the arena. We're like 4 or 5 rows up. Oh yeah, you'll get a good close to the action experience. So we'll get to see. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, well, I better stay on then. You better stay on. Yeah, you better stay on good. I've always wondered, when you're riding those bulls, though, you're holding on with the rosin and the rope, and you're holding on with your hand. Your one hand's can't touch the bull. Yeah. Period. But is the legs most of it? Yeah, your legs play a big part of it too, as well. And the spurs too. But your legs move around a lot. You grab a hold of them. Sometimes you gotta keep moving your feet, shuffling them. Just to stay on the middle. See, I didn't even know a bull rider wore spurs. Yeah. So you're spurring that bull the whole time. Well, not actually spurring, but the spurs are there just for like a second chance. How does the points work? I'm so confused on that. I need to know. Like, you scored 87.5. Yeah. Is there judges that determines that, or how is that determined? Yeah, there's judges, and they say it's 50 points for the bull and 50 points for the Cowboys. So like 100 points max. Your highest score is 90 what? 90.5. It's pretty good. Yes, sir. You're like, what, 43rd in the PBR rankings right now? Yeah, 45th. 45th. Yes, sir. Hopefully you'll be up there in the top 10 pretty soon. Yes, sir. That's what I'm hoping. But the goal right now is just to make the World Finals. So make a team and make the World Finals. Yes, sir. So the World Finals you're talking about, that's different than the PBR, right? No, it's the same PBR thing. Too. Okay. PBR World Finals. All right. That'll be in Vegas. That one's the team finals. Oh, team finals. Okay, yeah. The World Finals would be in Fort Worth and Arlington. Yeah. Texas. Yes, sir. Big state. Yeah. I always wanted to go out to Vegas and stay the whole week at the NFR. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've been there. Just go for the shops and just to be there. But the goal is to be there riding, and I think that would be even cooler. So that's my problem. I go for the shops. I love to shop. I can go to them events, look at every booth and buy stuff. I gotta kind of enjoy it a little bit. Yeah. Well, JaCauy, I sure appreciate you coming. Thank you. It means a lot to us to have you on here. And have you ever done a podcast before? No, sir. I'm calling it. Well, here it is, guys. I did it first. First podcast for professional bull rider JaCauy Hale. So I sure appreciate you. Anything else you want to say to anybody? How can they find you? The new fans, or can they find you on what social media outlets? And yeah, I'm on Instagram more, just JaCauy Hale _, or JaCauy _ Hale. So, and of course you can watch him all over YouTube. That's how I've watched his videos. Just type in his name and you can watch him ride all over the place. And PBR, they probably got a TV network too where people can watch. Yes, sir. I think it's CBS. Yep. CBS Sports, yeah. So that'll be good too. So follow JaCauy on Instagram, guys. Check him out and become a fan. That'd be awesome. And as always, you can find us on the World Wide Web at www.drafthorsesandmulesforsale.com. And guys, this podcast will be aired on the video will be on YouTube and anywhere where you listen to your podcast, you can check us out. So thank you all very much, and God bless each and every one of you. And until the next one, we'll see you soon. Thank y'all.
as another captivating episode of Harness Up with Haste Draft Horses and Mules draws to a close. We extend our sincere gratitude to our listeners for joining us on this enlightening journey. We hope today's discussions have deepened your appreciation and understanding of these magnificent creatures. Remember, the adventure continues beyond this podcast. Stay connected with us on social media and share your stories. For more information and to explore further, visit drafthorsesandsmulesforsale.com. Thank you for being part of our community. Until next time, keep harnessing your curiosity and passion for these God-given creatures. Farewell for now.